Good morning, everyone. My name is Janelle Breeze-Biagioni, and I'm also known as the Hope Generator, bringing hope to you when you can't or to somebody that you know. Today I want to talk about fentanyl overdoses and the Bill 205 that's being passed in Alberta, which will prevent people from owning a pill press if they do not have a license to do so. And this bill could result in people who do not have a license to own a pill press receiving a fine between $50,000 and $375,000 and up to a year in jail. So here's my thoughts on fentanyl. I listen to people, and I've seen comments on Facebook about don't feel sorry for these people. They have a choice. They don't need to use drugs. Why are we wasting our time on this? And, I just want you to know fentanyl kills people. And I know that because it killed my brother. And my brother was not a drug addict, and he was not a drug user. My brother was prescribed fentanyl from a doctor, and he was prescribed a second medication. So these were prescription drugs that he was using that interacted together and literally blew his brain apart. There was nothing left of my brother's brain except for enough of his brainstem that automated his vital organs. He was 39 years old, the father of 3 children, and he was in a coma for 2 weeks. And then my mom and my sister-in-law had to make the painful decision to discontinue life support. And then it took another week for his body to shut down and finally let go. Now that is under prescription order that fentanyl killed him. So can you imagine what is happening to people when it's unregulated, cut with all kinds of things that we don't even understand? So my concern is with the people who have these pill presses and who are making them. And you know what? Honestly, this is my opinion only. I don't think the people that are up at the top that are making these pills and selling them are drug addicts. This is a business for them, and they are preying on people who are struggling with addictions. And if you think it's not hard to get a pill press, just Google it and go on to eBay. You can purchase a pill press for as low as $43 up to $1,500. Now, nobody has any business having one of these things if you're just making pills. Like, I don't understand why people can even buy them on eBay. So I am in full support of British Columbia coming up with a legislation that will empower our police to deal with the people who are behind the scenes that are creating drugs like this and preying upon people who have addictions. And I do understand people's frustration about addictions and abuse. And you know what? I was one of those people who believes that, once a drug addict, always a drug addict. Once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. Once a cheater, always a cheater. But you know what? I've grown and I've learned, and I have come to understand that those are assumptions that we make in our society. And I know that because of the people that I've worked with who have addictions and have been able to turn their life around with the proper supports when they were ready to do the work of healing. I know that because I've worked with people who have so much trauma that they haven't been able to get the services and supports that they need. So they've gravitated to that culture, a place where they can be accepted, some place where they can take things that they shouldn't be taking that's simply numbing their pain. This is a lot of trauma work that needs to be done with people. I've worked with alcoholics who've stopped drinking. People I know and love have turned their lives around from having these kind of conditions or struggles that they're working with. So I believe there's hope for people. We can help people who have addictions. We can help people who are abusing alcohol and drugs. But we need to treat the trauma and their grief so that they can get beyond the pain, so they're not using this. But there's a whole other layer to this, and these are the people at the top who are making a business out of this. So I'm in full support of British Columbia coming up with some legislation to stop and ban the purchase of pill presses. I just don't think anybody has any business having this. And it scares me, the fact that it's become so sophisticated and so easy to do this and add in these kind of drugs and color them so that they look like candy. And I'm thinking about my grandsons who, are coming to an age where they aren't so, tied to mom and dad and grandma and papa, that they're out in the world doing things where we're not right at their side, and the possible exposure or somebody approaching them with something like this. It's a scary, scary place. My husband works for the liquor board, and he has big concerns around the empties that people bring in, and will there be traces of fentanyl? Like, we need to stop this. And well, I agree that there needs to be a national action for things to change. We can start at home, right here in British Columbia, just the way Alberta has. So please, speak up, speak out, do what you can to help get this off the street, and spend some time today reflecting on people that who are struggling with addictions, or alcohol and substance abuse with drugs, and try to understand why that's happening for them, and what is it that they would need to turn their life around, because I believe that people can, when they're given the choice and we're given the support, when they're ready to do the work. And morally, for me, I would never step aside and write everyone off. I think we need to keep extending the hand. And if we save one person today, we've saved one person. And that's a good thing. Okay, everybody, have a great day. God bless.